All right, everybody, what we have here is a 2020 Equinox. Got some brake issues on it. I'll show you what issues we're having. Okay, what we have is a fault saying service brake assist. We got that fault, and the brake pedal's like real super hard to push. Got real hard, it's not working very good. And we got codes. Got an engine check light on. Hook up my I got an OBD2 code reader. It's an old model, but it'll still read the code. I'll show you where we hooked that up at. Go ahead and turn the car off. All right, here's where we hook up the OBD2 code reader underneath the steering wheel. You see how it's set up for the plug. You plug that in. OBD2 code reader will come up. Vehicle diagnostics. We'll go ahead and read it. Code reader, auto ID. Turn the key off, then back on for a minute. This here's got the no key. I don't have a key for it. Just push button deal. Right there's my key. I just push button it. I got the remote in my pocket. So what we're going to do is try it with the key off, see what happens, see if it works. I don't know if we can see that in this. Let me shut the door. All right. So what we got? No match found. Select as a 2020 OBD2 vehicle reader. We'll say yes. I don't have the key on or nothing, but it found that it's a 2020 model anyway. My code reader's older than that. It's probably like a 2018 when I bought it. So we'll say yes, enter. Communicating with the vehicle. Press enter again. Communicating with the vehicle. Reading codes. So I guess it read some codes, misfired. You can see what all it's been doing. I'm only interested in the codes. The red codes, I got 3. One code is the P0556 brake booster pressure sensor. Circuit range, performance confirmed. So that's the pressure sensor on the brake booster. Let's go next code. I got 3. Code 2 of 3. P0556 brake booster pressure sensor circuit range performance. That's the same code. Number 3, same code. I got it 3 times. All right, so we're going to erase it. I'm going to back out of that. Back out. Back out. I'm going to erase the codes. Erase, enter. Select yes. Are you sure you want to erase diagnostics results and codes? I'm going to say yes. Erase it. All right, turn key on with engine off. I can't do that, so we'll try it without with the key off. Enter. Communicating with the vehicle. Should be erasing the codes. Command sent. Codes remaining 3. Press enter to continue. I'm going to read them again, see if it's same. It's probably the same codes. Read codes. Yep. P0556 brake booster pressure sensor circuit range. That's 1 of 3, 2 of 3, 3 of 3. So it's the same code 3 times. It says permanent, but it'll erase on its own once it's cleared. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to start it, see if it'll erase that way. Got the remote in my pocket. Check engine light still on. Well, let's see. Yeah. Ford collision system reduced. brake assist.
This vehicle is in demonstration mode, connected by OnStar's high-speed 4G connection. Press the blue OnStar button to learn more.
Yeah, I ain't got rid of that problem yet either too, but okay, we'll try with the key on. We'll back out of there, back out. I'm gonna try to erase codes with the key on. Enter, select yes. Are you sure you want to erase the diagnostics results and codes? We'll say yes. See if it works. Turn key on. Turn key on with it off, so I don't think we can do that. We'll try it with the key, with the engine running. Communicating with the vehicle. Command sent. Codes remaining 1. So it erased the 2 of the 3. Enter. Let's read the codes. Code reads. Read codes. So now we got 101. So I erased the 2. The permanent one is still there. My check engine light went off, but the permanent code of 1 is still there. So it'll erase on its own once it put in some miles, probably like 80 miles or 75 miles. I don't know what it is, but once we put in some miles, it'll erase. That fault went out. I still need to change the oil. Can I zoom in on that right? There we go. That's oil issue. Oil pressure, tire. So that fault went away. So I'm going to try to drive it, see if it cleared up a little bit. I'll get back with you. I'm just going to drive it a little bit. Alright, I got it in reverse. My brake pedal is still hard, and it's not working very good at all. I don't have my power brakes. You see how hard it is. Then going forward, it kind of dragging, and yeah, see, it ain't working right at all. That's what it's doing. Pedal's hard, it's not working. We're gonna have to show you what we need to do. All right, what we're gonna do is change out this vacuum pump. The vacuum pump is this right here on the motor. It's right here on the front right hand side. All that right there is your vacuum pump. So we're gonna change that out. So first thing we need to do is move this hose out of the way, and we got a quick connect right there that holds that in place. Let me find a screwdriver. We got the screwdriver. All right, all you gotta do is right there, pop that out. Don't pull it all the way out, it's just a quick catch. Then you can pull this up. Oh, pop back in. Hold on. Pull that out. There we go. And then we got a bolt right here holding it in place. Right there. Looks like a 13 millimeter. Maybe a 10. Probably a 10. Let me go see what size it is. Alright, I got this bolt out of the way, so this will move a little bit. Get it quick over here out of the way. Next, I want to take this hose here, going to the brake booster. It's got a little button right here on the side you can push. I'll show you. Just push it in. You can do it with your finger. Push it in a little bit. Kind of work your way off. Right there. You can see that. Push that button in and out. That'll release it. So we get that moved out of the way. Over there. Next, we got 3 bolts. 3 bolts. 13 millimeter. These 3 bolts I'll show you real quick. That's your vacuum booster. You got 3 bolts. One is going to be right here. One's down here underneath. And then you got one right here where my finger's at. Kind of hard to get to, you can't really see them, but I'll show you when I pull it out. I'm going to pull these 3 bolts out, and then I'll turn the camera back on. So, alright, take these 3 bolts out. 13 millimeter. this one right here. Good thing these things turn pretty freely. And a long-winded too. All right, I think I got this. Oh, fighting. I'll use just a socket, maybe on my fingers. Yeah, that worked better. Take the ratchet off and then just spin the socket with your fingers. Get this bolt out. Alright. One thing you want to keep in mind, this one had like a little washer on it. I'll try to remember which one that went to. That was in that back top hole. I always try to lay the bolts out in order, so I know that was in the back. The front one didn't have that on that washer, but we'll check it out when we pull it out. This bottom one, I already broke it loose, but we need to get it started more. No, I didn't break it loose. Alright. See if it turns with my hand. Yeah, it turns pretty good. Take it off with my hand. Alright. So that one didn't have no washer on it. No, I mean that little rubber spacer on there, so put that in the front. Alright, should pop right off. Yep. Alright. This is it. Got a gasket down there. Show you a little more about it. Now I've already pulled this off once. First time I pulled it off, it had a lot of trash right here. It's like a little screen. And I had a bunch of trash right down in here. All this was a bunch of trash. I cleaned it out real good thinking it would work, because everything looks pretty solid. You can see it trying to pump. The little filter was clogged. You can see right there, still got trash down there in the bottom. A lot of trash. Still got the old gasket on there. I'll go ahead and pull that gasket off and wipe all that trash up. That old dirty oil right there. So let's see if this gasket comes off. Stuck on it pretty good, really. Man. There we go. That's the gasket. Alright. So check, make sure I got the... Yeah, that little screen was clogged up. Let me get a rag, clean that up real quick. Hold on. Alright. So the first time I pulled this off, I had a bunch of trash right here in this little screen you can see. And this was all caked in with a bunch of gunk. So I thought maybe if I cleaned all that up and blew that out a little bit, it'd work, but it didn't help it any. But here's the new one. See that screen a little better here? That little screen was all clogged up, a bunch of trash, but this is a new one. Looks like it's pretty much same part to me. Yeah, the part number, I had troubles finding this. You look up 2020 with AutoZone and O'Reilly's and they don't have it. Say they don't have it, but if you enter this part number right here, 12684050, I got it on Amazon. I bought this one on Amazon for I want to say $54, $57, but we'll try it, see if it works. This is Amazon. This is your pump turns. You want to make sure you line this up. Kind of stick your fingers in there and see how it was. Yeah, this one seems more solid. The new one, I can hear it pumping. Pull that off. Let's turn this, see how it feels. Yeah, I don't think this is working. We'll change it out. It's like $54. That's your part number I use for the 2020. You go 2020 at Amazon or AutoZone or O'Reilly's, and they don't come up with nothing. But if you enter this part number, it says it's a 2019 part number. But this is a 2020 vehicle, so that's what we're doing. So we'll go ahead and put this on. That's the old one. This is a new one. You want to make sure you line this up. If you reach in there and feel with your fingers, it looks like it's kind of going from 1 o'clock to 7 o'clock. So I turn this like 1 o'clock to 7 o'clock, like that, in that direction. 1 o'clock, 7 o'clock, we'll line it up. Oh, first we're going to clean it out, wipe it down real quick. I didn't wipe it off yet. Clean that up, get all that gunk that's laying in there on the little ledge. Alright. I'll show you that real quick. So we wipe that up a little bit. See if we can get in there and show you. If you look inside, you can see how that's lined up. Actually looks like 2 o'clock, maybe 7 to 8. So I'm going to try to, I don't know, looks like it's going from here to there. I'll say 1 to 7. So I'll turn this like 1 to 7. Well, actually it's going to be opposite. It's going to look like 11 to 5 o'clock, but around this way is the way it's going to go. So I'm going in that direction. So let me put this back. Let's see if we can get it lined up. I'm going to make sure, don't just start putting bolts in it and tighten it up. I want to make sure that it lines up and sits in there right. Don't try to force it. It ain't wanting to line up. No, don't feel right. Pull it out, turn it a little bit. Let's try to go that way, just a hair. See if that lines up better. There we go. Went right in. All right, now see if my bolt holes line up. That little spacer. One with this piece was out of that hole. You know what? I'm gonna pull that back out and check that. See if this is in the if this piece here was in the other two holes. We'll make sure. We'll check that out and pull it back off. Don't feel right about it. Let's see if those are in the other two holes. Actually, the hole is a little bit bigger. So get down in there and look. Yep. Oh, don't show it. Don't see it in other holes. Just make sure we put that bolt back in that hole. That's still lined up. All right. Got that lined up right. Now when you do it, you could be in any position. Just make sure when you pull this one off, try to match this one up to that. Pull it straight off, probably be the time to do it. Pull this off, lay that out, lay the other one right beside it on your new one, and then turn it to match just like your other one. It should go in a lot better. But this one bolt here was in the back. We'll put it back in the same spot. Right there. Get it started. Maybe turn it a little bit, make sure it lines up. Alright, we'll use just the socket. Get that screwed back in. You don't want to tighten it all the way up tight. You want to get all your bolts started first before you start tightening them. Get them all started. I'm going to screw it in a little bit while I'm there. Alright, still got a little bit left. I don't want to tighten it all the way up until all the bolts are started. So these two were the same. Yeah, don't matter. I'll go down to the bottom one. Alright, got that one started pretty good. Alright, before I tighten that down, I'll get the other bolt here going on the front. Where'd it go? Right there. Alright. So before you tighten that all the way up, I'd make sure that this here is snug up against it and you ain't got no gap there, and that way you know this is pushed in place. Which it is. So I'm going to go ahead and start tightening it. Like that one. That one will screw in a little more. Get the bottom one. Screw it in a little more and get it all the way. There we go. Alright, now go around and make sure that one's tight. Snug this one up tight. This one tight. Alright, so that's on. We'll snap this thing back in place. Kind of look in there and make sure that it's not dirty or anything. Make sure it's still in good condition. Snap that down on it. Alright, felt good. It's not coming off. Alright. Go ahead and put this on. Pop this back out. Alright, so that was a 10mm that was right there. That's kind of a pain in the butt to reach. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in 10mm bolt. See if I can get it started. Move this around up and down to get the hole lined up. Wow, went right in. Last time I pulled this out, it was couldn't get it lined up for nothing. It's a 10mm socket. On this, the 3 bolts were 13. This one's a 10mm. I'll get as far as I can with my hand. Alright, get the 10mm out. Alright, that's on. A little clip in the back. I push that all the way down and I push that in, make sure that seat's right. That's it. And I got this on. Make sure that's back on. Make sure it ain't losing vacuum there. I'll make sure that's sealed in there. Looks good. Alright, we'll try it. Let's try it. Alright, so I got the hood closed. We'll get in here and try it, see what we got. Still got the OBD hooked up too. Ford collision still. Fault came up. Actually feels a little better. Let's try it.
This vehicle is in demonstration mode, connected by OnStar's high-speed 4G connection. Press the blue OnStar button to learn more.
That actually feels a lot better. I think we fixed it. I'm gonna run it up the street real quick. Yeah, that feels good. Boy, it's quick too. Grabs it. So let's pull forward, try it forward a little bit. Yeah, that feels a lot better. All right, I'm gonna take it up the street before I say it's fixed. So I'm gonna run it around the block a couple times. I'll get back with you. All right, I just drove it about, I drove it a mile out and a mile back. I reset the trip deal because I want to see how long it takes for the permanent fault to go away. But my check engine light's off. Brakes are working fine. It was that vacuum pump that we changed out. I'm gonna go ahead and do a code read, see if it actually got rid of the permanent one. So let's back out of here. We'll try to erase codes. Erase. Yes. Still got the engine on. Tells you to do it with the key in the off position, but it won't work. Turn key off. Turn on. I know it'll reset with the key running, so we'll see if it clears up. Communicating with the vehicle. I don't know if you can see that. Get over here maybe. Out of the light. There we go. Alright, so let's do read codes. Checking the vehicle. Still one code reading. Yep. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive it, keep track of the miles. I'm going to check it about every 25, 50 miles, and we'll try to see when that permanent code goes off. But the check engine light is off. Alright, that fixed it. Alright, so we got that changed out. One thing I would do differently maybe is when you pull off your old one, keep in mind where this is at, what locations is at. Say like 11 and 4, whatever direction that is pointing. Don't touch it when you pull the old one off, and then you get your new one, set it right beside it, like set it right there, and then turn that in the exact position. Try to line it up best you can, probably stab on better. I pulled this off the first time, this little screen here. You can see it right there. It was clogged, solid dirt all around, and a bunch of dirt all around this port right here. There's a little vacuum port, or I say it's a vacuum port. I'm not sure what's going on. But that little filter there was all clogged up. So I cleaned it, sprayed it out real good, and put it on. That didn't fix it. So I went ahead and bought one. This is the part number right here. Is 12684050. Now when you go to AutoZone, they don't even carry it anymore. And O'Reilly's, they said they could get it in 2 to 3 days, but they had two different part numbers. One's like a VSP something, and the other one was like close to this, but last digits were different. Last 4 digits were different. So, but when I looked this up, I got that off. I looked it up on Amazon. Amazon had it for like $54 or $57. I don't remember what it was, but it comes up as a 2019 Chevy Cruze or Malibu. It don't even come up as 2020. So if you type in 2020 vacuum pump, it's not even gonna come up. It's gonna be a different. I don't even think they found it. So, but pull yours out, get the number, search the number. That's your part number right there. And everything went great. If you like it, the video, click subscribe, hit like. Appreciate it. Thank you.